Join me as I dive into the world of xeriscaping and see if I can transform my garden into a sustainable oasis while battling the elements. Xeriscaping is a sustainable gardening method that conserves water and thrives in arid climates. It's an innovative approach that's gaining popularity as people become more environmentally conscious and water conscious. Traditional gardening methods, on the other hand, can be incredibly resource-intensive. They require massive amounts of water, which is becoming an increasingly scarce resource. In fact, it's estimated that up to 50% of the water used in urban areas is dedicated to landscaping. That's a staggering amount, especially considering the impact of climate change on our water resources. Climate change is altering precipitation patterns, leading to longer droughts and more frequent periods of water scarcity. This means that traditional gardening methods are no longer sustainable in the long run. Moreover, the maintenance of lush lawns and gardens requires a tremendous amount of energy, pesticides and fertilizers, which only add to the environmental burden. Furthermore, the burden of traditional gardening methods falls heavily on our wallets, with the average American household spending hundreds of dollars on water and gardening supplies each year. In addition to these environmental and financial concerns, traditional gardening methods can also be quite time-consuming. Mowing, pruning and watering can take up entire weekends, leaving little time for relaxation or leisure activities. And let's not forget the physical toll that gardening can take on our bodies. The bending, lifting and stooping required to maintain a traditional garden can be exhausting and even lead to injuries. But xeriscaping offers a refreshing alternative to these challenges. By using drought-tolerant plants, improving soil quality and implementing efficient irrigation systems, xeriscaping minimizes water usage and reduces the environmental impact of gardening. At the heart of xeriscaping lies a set of 7 principles that guide the design and maintenance of these sustainable gardens. The first principle is to plan and design the garden carefully, taking into account the local climate, soil type, and amount of sunlight. The second principle is to select plants that are native to the region or have low water requirements. The third principle involves improving the soil quality through the use of organic matter and mulch. The fourth principle is to use efficient irrigation systems that deliver water directly to the roots of the plants. The fifth principle involves limiting turf areas and using ground covers instead of grass. The sixth principle is to use mulch and other ground covers to reduce evaporation and retain moisture in the soil. And the seventh and final principle is to maintain the garden regularly but efficiently to ensure its continued health and beauty. One of the most inspiring examples of xeriscaping in action is the city of Albuquerque's Biopark Botanic Garden in New Mexico. This 12-acre garden is a stunning example of what can be achieved through xeriscaping. By using a combination of drought-tolerant plants, efficient irrigation systems, and innovative landscaping, the garden has reduced its water usage by a staggering 75%, and the results are nothing short of breathtaking. The garden is a vibrant oasis in the middle of the desert, teeming with life and color. The benefits of xeriscaping are undeniable. Not only does it conserve water and reduce the environmental impact of gardening, but it also saves us money on our water bills and reduces the amount of time and energy we spend on maintenance. And let's not forget the aesthetic appeal of xeriscaped gardens. They're often more beautiful and unique than their traditional counterparts. In conclusion, xeriscaping is an innovative and sustainable approach to gardening that's perfectly suited to our modern environmental challenges. By adopting these principles, we can create beautiful, thriving gardens that not only conserve water, but also reduce our environmental footprint. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of xeriscaping. If you've had any experiences with xeriscaping, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about sustainable gardening practices, be sure to check out my other videos on the topic.